mediocre at best right now. So, no, sir, I don't like that. I don't like that our stream kind of is going a little wonky. I don't know if it's a vMix thing, because I did update vMix a few weeks ago, and since I've done that, it's been doing this. So there is another update out there that I'm seeing, so I'm going to have to do another update to see what the heck is going on. But
I have an update. This is an Elva.
An Elva.
Castoplast Elva. And if we just looked in the right spot, that's where it's actually listed right there, like a silly goose. Okay. So, yeah. A K1 Castoplast Elva. I'm not going to lie. I don't know a lot about them. I was told that they are popular discs and sought after, and I said, well, then let's get some of those. So, yeah. Speaking of streams, the internet was a little messed up today.
Yeah, Cloudflare.
Explain to those idiots out there that are uncertain of what Cloudflare is and what it means to the overall scope of the internet. So break it down in idiot terms for them.
Cloudflare is it's huge. First of all,
very big,
very big. Primarily, most people, including myself, use it as a DNS host. So when you go out and type, skipace.com, your computer turns it. That's what happened to Cloudflare today. I wonder if there's like I'm going to have to.
You have to look around because here on the YouTubes there seems to be a problem here tonight. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not just YouTube. Right now we stream to a place called Restream, which then pushes our stream out to multiple places: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and it appears as if there's an issue either with Restream getting our stream, or which is why it could be failing, or my system sending out a stream. But I can't tell right now because it's a little intermittent. So I'm gonna have to dig around maybe after the podcast and take a look and figure out what's going on with our system.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It is because right now we're doing great now, but that doesn't mean much considering I think our YouTube will probably be broken up into like 6 different parts tonight.
Interesting.
Yeah, and if that happens, then we'll just have to figure that out.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, so that was happening worldwide, and this certainly is impacting multi-billion-dollar companies.
Everybody, everything from ChatGPT to Microsoft to Amazon to actually, I don't know technically if Amazon was affected because they have their own host, but almost every major company uses Cloudflare because they are the industry standard. I don't know if they've really had an issue in years, and then this morning, DNS issues, which means people couldn't get out to certain websites. I woke up this morning, I showered, whatever. I opened up Twitter to check some fantasy football stuff, and Twitter wouldn't load. I was like, well, that's weird. And then I started getting a bunch of emails from my employees at like 7:15, 7:30 saying, hey, I can't log into our VPN because our VPN technically is protected by Cloudflare. And it was like, oh, okay, so that's a problem. And I just sent out a big email, said, hey guys, nothing I can do about it. We're just going to have to wait. And it was pretty well fixed by 9 o'clock this morning, Central Time. People on the West Coast maybe didn't even hardly notice it.
Wow.
Yeah. A little goofy.
Yeah, somebody had said something, and how it was brought to my attention, no surprise, was somebody making a post asking if there was a problem with Disc Golf Scene, which I'm actively using a little bit more than normal right now because I'm hosting an event next week and registrations continue to pour in there from there. So I've been on Disc Golf Scene more than usual. And I saw that post on Facebook asking about it. And I distinctly recall at some points when I have gone out to Disc Golf Scene that a little Cloudflare message pops up. This is in the past, pops up, whether it's verifying or it's doing whatever it's doing. And so I certainly knew that Disc Golf Scene was using it as well. And then from there, I continued to see a lot of messages get posted saying how they had this major issue. So interesting to see. And it's always
a big issue.
I was just going to say what is, in a scary way, somewhat amusing is when we see things like this happen knowing that one company, so to speak, is
Oh,
so heavily relied upon and has so much power that whether it's an intentional or an unintentional attack, challenge, wire cut, whatever, how these systems can then cripple multi-million and multi-billion dollar other systems that are all connected and flowing through it.
There's the meme that I saw today of all the different blocks stacked on each other, and then there's the one tiny block at the bottom that's supporting it, and someone had posted like, this is Amazon, and underneath of that there's like the base level block. Someone said this is Cloudflare, like, because AWS had an issue a few weeks ago, or as Earl says, CrowdStrike from like a year or two ago, but like AWS runs half the internet, Cloudflare, it protects half the internet. So when one of the two has an issue, but Cloudflare is synonymous with just protection and DNS, and there's, again, it does so many things. I scratch the surface of Cloudflare with the sites that I use. So yeah, it's pretty amazing because they have free services, and they truly want to supposedly keep the internet up and running and available, and they're a very good organization in general, and they're monstrous. But yeah, they had an issue.
Great. Let's not good.
No, it's not.
Real quick, of course, nothing but love and hugs go out to not just one Luke Humphreys, but everyone that came to know and love Hogan, his dog, who has recently passed away. I know many of you have already seen that and the post and whatnot. And even when I reached out to Luke today or recently, he had said the outpouring from the disc golf community has truly been incredible. So yeah, sorry to hear that. Definitely one of the most famous disc golf pups that we've ever seen in our sport. And so many of us know what it's like to lose a furry friend or any pet or animal that is, part of your community, part of your family, part of the extended family, like we see within the disc golf community. So certainly love to Luke and everyone else. Luke and I did also briefly talk about having him on the show sometime soon. We'd love to get kind of a recap of how we saw the 2025 Go Throw season ultimately go off, and then also what their plans are for 2026. And even just, bouncing around on their website today, noticing that they've obviously put in a lot of time and energy and effort into some of the updates on their website that I think everyone, when they were just getting started, we jumped the gun and we're a little excitable. But when you went out to their website, some things were a little tough to follow or understand a few months ago. And they certainly have been putting in the time in terms of the web development.
It looks
good. To follow things that are going on that much better. And that was expected. I just think it was a little bit of a shock because they had this huge announcement and then the website didn't quite match the enthusiasm of the announcement. And so everyone then maybe was a little bit skeptical or it provided a little hesitation. And now I think when you see not only did they have such an incredible year, but then also what they've already got planned for 2026. So just keep in mind, we're going to have Luke on as we'll call him the official Go Throw rep, but we'll have him on and we can talk to him a little bit about what we saw here in 2025 and then what they can do in 2026. So speaking of 2026, I see I just missed a call from some of my friends over in Southeast Asia. Obviously, we're seeing that a lot of people are gearing up for New Zealand. We saw just a few days ago an announcement, I believe, from Cap Merch. And have we seen one from Paige Pierce? We've seen announcements from both of them about committing to going over to New Zealand and the tour down under. And we're also seeing more and more people get excited about the Southeast Asia tour that's going to be taking place. So lots of different options. Just travel somewhere. That will be my advice for you. Find a place. If you got questions, there's somebody that can answer them for you. But pick a cool place and travel somewhere. Just take some of that advice that we heard from DGMike in the regular show tonight about going out and finding something you love, and let's not sit around and waste time either overthinking it and or wallowing in the idea that you're miserable doing something that you hate. Let's find some ways for you to go out and enjoy more of it.
I'm down with that.
Get on it. And then voting has wrapped up, I believe, officially for some of the Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year and a few of those other superlatives, I guess, that are happening for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm not sure when those announcements. They're probably going to slow roll that. That's good content for the next 3 or 4 months. They can roll out those maybe week by week as to what we're going to see for some of those year-end results. So look for that to all come. And if it wasn't clear earlier, if you head on over to thediscgolfguy.com, you can pre-order one of the Luna Battle Packs. I do have those available. And big thanks to Dave over at the Dyers Guild for helping get those set up on my site so that people can go out and make an order.
We went to Putting League last night.
Yes.
Again. Thank you for buying me a drink, by the way.
Get you liquored.
I'll get you
someday, you will.
Sometime in the future.
4 of them. There's an exchange rate that you have to know about. I'm used to being in Asia. So we've got this exchange rate that I'm going to have to introduce you to.
I would say not necessarily. I think it was a slightly easier course than last week. And the score, 31-27 or something. It was something along those lines. I think I had you by a few points, only because I had a really good final round of 3 where I racked up a bunch of quads. There was a few vertically challenged baskets.
Yeah, I gotta have a talk. I'm gonna start bringing my own step ladder to.
How would you?
More than 1 week, I have been at a significant disadvantage.
He's not wrong.
By being shorter.
Yeah. Like, you kind of played over a handrail, and the handrail was, I would say, almost eye height with me, probably 10 feet in front of us. So my reach was perfect. I just had to lift up a little bit to get it to go.
Yeah. Oh, so tough.
No, I'm not complaining by any means. How would you disadvantage someone of height? Like, what would be the layout?
That there isn't, and that's kind of my point.
I can always squat down and get down lower, versus you, who there's no way to stretch you up. We've tried.
I've said this before. You could count on probably one hand how many sports where shorter people have the advantage.
Jockeys. Goddamn jockeys. Horse racing.
Sure. Some gymnastics.
Gymnastics, certainly.
And I know there's a bunch of
you're not seeing a 6'4" dude doing a bunch of flips on the.
Yeah, and of course some of those sports with it. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Like specific things within gymnastics,
like the rings, or
what's
like
the word I'm looking for
horse.
though? Like the generic word, the different
categories, different
disciplines.
Disciplines
is a good word.
Sure, that's
categories.
A great word. Yeah.
Some of those may be more impactful or not if you're shorter or taller, but overall, we'll say that you're probably at some advantage being a little bit shorter for the most part. I would assume. I don't know every category, but name another sport.
Like I said, I mean,
you don't need. We could have that argument about car racing as well, but like it probably doesn't help to be tall.
Correct.
But you could also argue about the athleticism of car racing. But anyway, when I think of NASCAR, but generally speaking, being short is not an advantage in most athletics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because as you said, you can always get lower, so to speak. You could stretch out from that tree a little bit better. You could take to a knee if you have to get really low. Mm-hmm. I could always take to a knee and maybe be naturally a tad lower. But being tall, I'd love the chat to dodgeball. You think being maybe if you're, I was going to say in
I don't
baseball.
think so.
Because you have a smalling like hitter, strike zone, but even then,
no, not really.
I'd still rather have the longer levers when you
strike
connect.
The strike zone is basically the same.
Exactly. So tell me, outside of the ones we've named,
like I could understand
if jockeys, okay.
I could understand if you said like being a catcher in baseball is probably better if you're a little shorter. as opposed to being taller. I could
maybe.
understand that
Maybe.
particular position, but in general, I mean, being a pitcher, better taller. Being a first baseman, better taller. Being an outfielder, probably better taller. Shortstop, probably.
I don't know how it would disadvantage you.
Yeah, I don't know how it would disadvantage you. I mean, maybe you could argue that being taller, you're not as quick off the step, but I don't know if that's necessarily always the case. Maybe biking.
The fact that we all have to spend this much time to maybe come up with examples.
Wrestling is a good one.
Wrestling, I wouldn't know.
Probably
but if you say so,
center of gravity, maybe.
Maybe.
I could see that.
Again, I wouldn't know for sure, but I'll take your word on it if that is in fact true. Maybe BMX was listed.
Yeah, they don't really make. I mean, I'm sure they do actually. I say different size BMX bikes. Like you don't use like a bigger.
Sure.
That's. I'm just trying to think of equipment that would be
marbles. Anyway, point being, we have to think long and hard about the times where being short is an advantage. And let's be real. How many horse jockeys do you know? And or people thriving, and or training, and or like their life goal or mission is to be like that's a very, very, very niche specific place to be.
There's less jockeys than there are baseball players, and that it's hard enough to get into baseball. It's probably even harder to get,
Yeah.
I mean, in general, in life, there aren't many things that being taller disadvantages you. Like again, we've got quite the. I wouldn't go as far as that. No,
like I think about challenges whether it's cars or roller coasters or potentially other things where being taller, like I could understand some of those doorways, houses. Like I can understand some of those very generic scenarios, but when it comes to sports specifically. It is.
No, I'm with you, but I'm also saying in general in life, like being taller is just usually an advantage for in life in general. It's just statistics have shown that taller people are advantaged when looking for a job. Like they're just favored. It sucks.
A-holes.
Now, of course, there is a limit when you, as I understand, trust me, from 6'6", does it help when you're trying to find a car? Of course not. There are limits to the point where once you hit a certain height, it becomes very uncomfortable in spots. Flying in an airplane when I'm even at 6'6", it's not always comfortable for me, especially with this. They're making it tighter. My son, who's 6'8", same thing. Like it, there are points where being tall can at some point be a disadvantage, but in general, most things being taller is just advantageous. I've said it since I was in high school. I know that's fine. There's not many things where I think, God, I wish I were shorter.
Exactly.
I wish I was a little bit shorter. I wish I was. I don't know. I can't even rhyme anything with shorter. So that's why it's so bad.
Yeah.
Taller. There's a lot of things to rhyme with taller.
That's true.
That's Skilo.
Yeah. Speaking of tall. Conrad out there.
Yeah, I'll admit, being in IT, having to crawl under desks, having larger hands to get into smaller things when I used to put together a lot of PCs, not always ideal. But.
Conrad says, Terry, were you doing this and joking? I Gannon's whatnot at the same time. I was on, I think I'm following you. Gannon Burr was doing a whatnot stream he started at 7. We started the podcast tonight at 8, as we usually do, but he started at 7 our time, and Paige Pierce had also started one at 6 o'clock Central. So Paige had one going earlier that I just jumped on for a few minutes before we started our show tonight when I got to Johnny's. And then I jumped over to Gannon's for just a few moments as well and saw that he was also actively whatnotting. So I'm not sure if either of them are still going on now. It'd be crazy if they were, but maybe. But yeah, seeing them both out there doing some whatnot action tonight. And then you have some ones that are regularly scheduled and people that are doing them with much more frequency. But it's going to continue to be a really fun way for players and fans to have a way to interact because it's not just about selling the discs. It's certainly about some of that personalization and then hopefully getting cool product or something that you want to get that you know will likely directly support the people that you're buying it for after whatnot takes their 11%, and then there's a credit card fee and no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it is definitely a pretty fun platform out there that it continues to grow.
Yeah, Conrad says both of them got some of his money. So
okay. Well, don't discriminate. I'll see you on Thursday night, 9:00 on my page. I just showed off a few goodies, and I got all these honestly as a point to just simply restock some of the newest things. I'm definitely more about digging into some of the older things that I'll have to offer too. I find it a little less exciting to be like, hey, I have all this brand new stuff that I just got that just came in. Like, I think some people are also looking for either game used goodies, something with a little more personalization to them, something that maybe has a little bit more of a story to them, or just, I'll say, collectibles that didn't just come off the press. Not that there's not cool stuff coming off the press right now, but some more of those collectibles. One of the more common things that I've saw that I'll try to bust out are some Innova made Discmania. That seems to be highly requested, and I am glad that I stocked up on a few items before the official switch had happened. So I'll
this cupcakes whatnot take forever to load. do his auctions go longer? Are they like 45 seconds to a minute?
Let's put it this way, if he wants to show you his putter and he sells that, you know that's going to be a long auction.
It's like, ooh.
That's a
humorous.
fair question. Yes. Tim, good question. How many has he done? I know he's talked about doing some. I'm going to spoil this also for you guys. Speaking of Cupcake and some of that crew, I ran into one Anthony Barella this weekend, and AB is talking about putting together a whatnot with him and Adam Hammis at some point when Adam comes back out to Arizona. Adam's in Wisconsin right now, and I know they have a plan later.
Technically, I think Adam's in Michigan right now doing hunting.
Well,
but he is up here in the Midwest.
AB was talking about doing one, and he's like, hey, I got to get some boxes from you so that I can ship those out when he does there, so that should be fun.
He says Cupcake's done a handful of them, so 4 or 5 of them. He sells about 10 items an hour because he likes to tell a lot of stories.
Yeah, which nothing for nothing. Like that's kind of my style. Like you see people like Infinite Discs and their whatever their login is or their deals or disc deals, whatever it is. And you see Mike Barnett and Sun King sometimes, depending on the style of the evening. Like, they're ripping through discs, trying to get through essentially as many as possible, and they're trying to do 100 or 200 or 300 or whatever it is in a night. I don't know if they have an exact quota, but they're trying to rip through a lot of it's just a lot of stock. It's like basic stock. And sometimes, for me, I'm going to only be mostly grabbing stuff that has something unique about it, either where I got it, the player that it is supporting or the player that it came from or the limited run, or here's why it was made, or here's why only so many were made. Like, here's the player pack. It might have
So I'm wondering if it's an issue with Restream.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, with that, we can
move on to our Patreon. We're back for the most part. I think as we're kind of streaming back up. Sorry about the little glitch, guys. I will try to get this fixed up. If it's something on our side, we'll take care of it, certainly. But patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV if you want to help pay for better internet for us.
Yeah, we
need it.
Cloudflare is holding us hostage.
Let me buy Cloudflare. It's probably only a few $1 billion. We have 102 people eligible for our giveaway tonight, Terry. I'm just going to bring this up. I'm not even going to plug too much of the Patreon, but if you do want to come, again, patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV.
Like it.
What number should we draw? What number should we generate? I mean, you can try to guess the number, but you did that once, and feels like you're...
Yep. It even talks on random.org about the global outage of Cloudflare Flare earlier today. Let's just go with our third number.
Our third number. So our first number is 15. Our second number is 70. I sorted these by email address
Split the
backwards.
difference.
Our third number is 20. That's my favorite number, 20. So backwards by email address. That means we're going to go down, down, down. The email address starts with an R. It is Ron Schwartz.
Ron.
Congratulations, Ron Schwartz. I don't believe
we haven't
mentioned that name before
in a while. In a minute.
Yeah, so congratulations, Ron Schwartz, for your Patreon win tonight. I will get your information over to Terry Miller, where he will reach out to you and get you
some goodies. It might even be an updated goodie. Maybe we could find something newer or more recent. I don't know. We'll find something.
A couple battle packs, I heard. Maybe.
Yeah, I figure I should send you like 5.
How many ever you can fit.
Just make sure.
Definitely.
Maybe not. It won't be that generous. It won't be that. Unless Johnny buys some battle packs and wants to send them to you.
I will not be buying any battle packs from anybody. Well, not from you, not from anybody else. But if I did buy some, it would be from you.
Yes, I could make that happen.
Yeah, I know you could, but I don't need
you
that.
Should. Here, give me your credit card.
I've never thrown a Luna in my life.
Bro, the rings matter then for you.
Maybe.
No?
I wouldn't be opposed to throwing them. Like, if Discraft wanted to send me some free Lunas,
we were not included in the media. They sent some out to media people.
What in the actual...
I think you have to have, like, real influence. But anyway, they sent some out to media people, and then they stamped them on top, and aside from being what version they were, media, not for resale. So you couldn't have made money on them.
Well, if we're not media, then who is?
All the influencers that do real stuff that make real posts, like daily.
Okay.
Like cool stuff.
Like I can understand the YouTube influencers.
Yeah, all of them.
Like those. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what they're going after. The Instagrammers and the YouTubers.
That makes sense.
The people that are putting out content regularly that isn't 9 hours long.
That's overrated.
Yeah. No, they're doing a good job.
All right. I would throw Luna if someone gave me for free.
Speaking of which,
I'm cheap. I'm easily bought.
I am actively participating as I promised and signed up last week with our friend Jesse over at Trash Panda. I think last time I saw, there were over 9,000 participants, and just today I got my person to whom I have to send at least one premium disc. And there's the rules and details were in there, but that's all thanks to Trash Panda. And Jesse was nice enough to maybe send a few other things my way. And so maybe I'll get around to making some videos with that. I'd like to and continue to support Trash Panda and the work that they're doing. So, all right. With that, we're going to call it. We appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you for checking in and hanging out, along with hearing all the great details that Mike had with Movember. If you need to find more information, Movember.com is a good place to start. You could go from there, and you probably see some of the details in the show notes and otherwise. But big thanks to Mike for all the effort and all the work that he's doing. Awesome, again, time in Phoenix. Big thanks to Jamie and Devin and the entire crew. They are running things along with my friends over at First Light to make the weekend extra special. Had a lot of fun with it. For Johnny V, I'm the Disc Golf Guy. We'll see you next week. It will be, the 25th? Just a few days before Thanksgiving. So bring your best recipes. Also, bring whatever you're thankful for. Maybe we'll have an extra giveaway or something. I mean, it is Thanksgiving. We'll have to figure something out. For Johnny V, I'm the Disc Golf Guy. We'll see you next week. You step inside the Smashbox.